Well guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and today we got some exciting news. What World of Warcraft and the guys behind it, Blizzard, want to do with rogues in Legion. The expansion is coming out sometime soon, hopefully sooner than expected. So what they are doing with rogues is they are actually going to be doing the same thing for hunters, or similar. They're going to try to give them a whole another feel, a different feel for each spec. And this is what Blizzard have said themselves. They want for Solo to stay this attacked, stealthy ninja class. The fact that they're describing it as a stealthy ninja spec is actually kind of cool. So they actually might change some things to subtlety to make it seem like a ninja, you know, pounces out from the dark, pounces out of nowhere. So that's exciting. Second, they want to make combat more of a pirate style spec. They actually called it a pirate style spec. For the longest time, combat rogues or flavor text has been swashbuckler, which stands toe-to-toe enemy using guile and tricks in order to fight them, something along those lines. And we are actually described by Blizzard as pirates. We're gonna be butt pirates, guys. They're gonna change combat to something piratey, and that's exciting. That's gonna be so fucking cool. I'm actually maybe way too excited, but it just means that Blizzard are thinking of combat rogues and subtlety spec and assassination spec as its own entity. They are thinking about rogues, and that's what makes me excited about this whole thing. That's the only issue I had prior is just there was not enough information. I was not, well informed. I was not told any information whatsoever about, just what is happening to the rogues altogether in Legion. And they're gonna they described Assassination probably in the least interesting way. They want to keep it a poison/dot spec. So I feel like maybe they'll do a little bit more emphasis on the dots. Maybe give it more types of damage over time effects to Assassination, which would be interesting because then you would have one rogue spec that's all about the dot damage and the way it would scale. I don't know. I just like it. I like the fact that Blizzard are describing the specs as such, and I hope nothing gets cut. I hope everything stays as they are thinking about it, as it's getting kind of promised almost. I'm very excited, guys. I am straight up very much excited. I want to see this. I want to see this happen, and I guess this whole video is what I'm making about. I guess what I'm excited about is the fact that Blizzard is looking at each spec and is giving it a different feel, a different idea, a different thought altogether. And I guess that's just what I'm excited about the most. The fact that hunters are getting a melee spec and a range spec and a range spec without a pet, it's interesting. The fact that the Demolage of Warlocks is getting redone, the fact that a disc priest is going to be half damage, half healing, I feel like that's just really freaking cool. And I'm very much excited for Legions, I guess what I'm trying to say. And it's very cool just to say that, just rogues are actually going to get work on, and I'm excited because I haven't heard any news so far up until now. And that's why I'm here reporting this to you guys. So, what are your thoughts? What do you think, guys? Does this sound good? Does this what Blizzard is saying right now? Does that sound good to you? Because all of you guys are going to be playing rogues. Is combat finally becoming some kind of a swashbuckler? What would you want to see? Maybe a gun? Maybe like some kind of a pirate-based ability? Maybe like a parakeet for a pet? I don't know, a parrot for a pet? Give us a peg leg and a slashing sword and a hook that we could just toss out at an enemy and grip him. Something cool, something party themed will be very cool. I definitely would love to see Assassination being the dot-based spec, the dot-based, the bleeds, the poisons, the everything that is dot mechanic, rather than any kind of burst. I would love it to be a class that's like an Affliction Warlock will just melt a bunch of classes. What if you had a rogue spec that's very much like an Affliction Warlock, where you just melt a bunch of enemies all together, just put a bunch of dots and everybody's melting away. I think that'd be such an interesting spec, like a Feral Druid with bleeds, but you get nature damage and bleed damage put together. Subtlety being that spec that's all about ninja. Like actually, the Blizzard has described it as a ninja-like spec, which is another thing I'm very much excited about. The fact that Blizzard described it as such, it just gives me so much hope that it's like it's gonna be so unique and interesting. And maybe I'm just overhyping it, but I don't know. I like rogues, guys. I just like rogues way too much. And I get excited about it maybe a little bit too easily, but I want to see how this goes. I want to see this come to fruition. I'm going to be the first person to get any information on this as soon as I can. Trust me. I would love to get any info and be the first one to report it. So Blizzard, please give me a key as soon as you have a chance so I can check out the rogues. It'll be fun, it'll be awesome, and I'm very much excited. Also, I would like to find out when is the what is going to be our class base. So that'll be interesting to see. But thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Darren. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.